Hey guys, what's going on? How is your Saturday? So right now I'm outside of Payway. I just ordered something to eat, and yeah, I am going to eat some supper later on shortly. Um, like I said last night, it was the first day of A-kon, and now today is the second day of A-kon, and I've known some people who are planning to attend. This is going to be their first ever cosplay convention. So some people would ask me, what are your tips or what are your suggestions on enjoying the convention, or to, not to be so broke and stuff like that. So here are my tips on having a good experience on the convention. One, have plenty of money. Basically, going to a convention is like going through a little trip, a little road trip. It does require some money. There's a lot of vendors, a lot of places, restaurants as well. I always try to put my spendings on a budget for the 3 days, depending. Well, if it's going to be for 3 days, I would save up at least, like, my budget would be at least $100 a day, and that is just for everything. I mean, like food, drinks, merchandise, stuff like that. So I try to put that to say $100 a day. And now, if you want to spend all that, that's fine. But there's always that Saturday, and especially on Sundays. They usually have the tendency of the vendors selling their merchandise at a negotiable price. So I always try to go a little crazy on those Sundays, because basically you're basically doing your last minute trips. You want to get a souvenir or something before you leave. And so, yeah, definitely, that would be my my recommendation. At least if you're gonna be going for like one day, just go for the $100. You want to go for 2 days, make it 200. That would be for expending for money wise. Two, for food. I've been to that situation before, that I did eat some concession food from the conventions, and it is a bit pricey, and they don't really feed you. It's not really enough, and I've seen people eating ramen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I've seen people eating pocky early in the morning, and it's not that healthy, not that recommended. So what I did in the past, is simply just like going on a road trip. You want to bring out enough food, so definitely go to your local Walmart, your Kroger, or whatever type of grocery store. Buy some deli sandwiches. Buy some kind of dry foods to keep you up throughout the entire day. Get an igloo, get a cooler. That way, put all your stuff in there and put in the car. Because, I mean, for some people, they would like to go out to restaurants and all that, which is all right. But say if you want to do it in the budget, definitely buying food from the grocery store and then bringing it here in the cooler in your car. That would be, especially if it's your first time going, I strongly recommend you guys to kind of tone it down a little. And then once you have enough money, then you could go ahead and go out to, say, TGI Fridays, or you want to go to Texas de Brazil, or Hooters, or Twin Peaks, which are my favorite ones to go. So yeah, definitely, if this is going to be your first time going, I strongly recommend buying your food at local supermarkets. Another tip would be, number 3 is, what would be number 3? try to stay cool as much as you can possible. Now here in Texas, Texas summer is very unpredictable and can be really bothersome. So if you're planning on going to cosplay or to dress up, I strongly recommend you to wear something light or something that you could have enough shade somewhere you could cool down. I've seen some people dressing up as furries and as kind of like mascots, they look really great. I know one who does a lot of furry characters, but it doesn't really help out much when you're going against 100-degree weather. So definitely cool yourself a lot. Try to stay in the shade as much as you can. If you want to do pictures, make sure it's like I said, in a nice shaded area. If you need to stay in the sun, try to not to stay too long, and drink plenty of water. Trust me, it's going to help you out a lot. Another tip would be, let's see, what would be another tip? If you ever get lost, now this is, I learned this lesson a lot when I went to my first ever A-kon. There's a lot of people going on here, moving there and everywhere, and it's so easy to get lost. So if you're with your girlfriend, your family, or whoever, and you're lost and you can't find them, call them, text them by their phone. If you can't find them, definitely go to the office, the registrar office, and tell them to go call them on the mic, and they'll definitely take care of that little problem. Because some things, we get distracted with all this stuff going on. A lot of people, they move us over here, they move us over there. So it's, like I said, it's really easy to get lost. So definitely keep in touch with each other. That would be another good tip. Another one would be, especially when you're planning to, and I've seen this a lot in the past. I've seen people sleeping underneath the stairwells, on the lobby, in the bathroom, and all those places. My strongly recommendation is, if you're planning to stay, say if it's going to be you're planning to stay for the weekend, you want to get yourself a decent hotel, somewhere if it's not too far, but not, in a distant, a nice distant area where it's really like accommodation for you to drive from point A to point B. Back then we used to use taxi cabs, and they were getting a bit pricey. Definitely I recommend getting an Uber app or Lyft app to help you get around the situations. Another tip would be, and this is a big one right here, because goddamn, it has happened before. Definitely, if you're gonna plan to stay for the weekend, definitely bring soap and water. Definitely bring soap and shampoo and all that stuff. I mean, if you plan to stay in the hotel, whether with your family or with friends or with some acquaintances or colleagues, that's another thing you should definitely bring, is a bar of soap, a shampoo, and your scrub. That's all you need, because oh dear Lord, does that place get really musky. I mean, there's people who, like I said, they sleep under stairwells, they sleep in like homeless people, and then they don't put deodorant, they don't brush their teeth, they don't have any of that hygienics. And then you get close to these guys, and then you're just smelling that ass and piss, and you're like, damn, you got smell bad. Woo. I've been to that situation before, and I didn't like it. I hated that part, because I had the bar of soap, but I couldn't find a place for me to kind of bathe. I had to kind of bathe myself at the McDonald's restroom, because there was no place for me to clean myself, and it was a really bad experience. Bad, but I learned. So yeah, definitely. Axe body sprays, period, is not going to help you out. I don't care what fragrance, what scent, whatever. No, no. That does not work. That's not right. Just like I said, you know, if you go to a convention, just make sure you have those that stuff, your PPE. That's what I said at work. Your personal protection equipment, and that's basically what you need: your soap, your toothbrush, your deodorant, and something to scrub. Because to be honest with you, I don't want to pass out while some asshole moves his arm around and I'm smelling the whiff of his armpit sweat. Because damn, hell no, not again. So that's basically all my tips in case you ever go to a convention, a cosplay convention, whether it's Comic-Con or a comic book convention, a video game convention, an anime convention, whatever type of convention is. Those are my tips for you to get by and to enjoy a great weekend experience at that convention. So that's basically it. If you guys have any other tips, recommendations, or suggestions, please leave the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Toodles.